Hello student, I am Sangeeta Mansukhani. This is the video number 142. In this video, I will be explain textbook NCERT exercise question. Question number 11. Conductivity of 0.00241 m acetic acid is 7.896 into 10 to the power minus 5 Siemens centimeter inverse. Calculate its molar conductivity. If limiting molar conductivity for acetic acid is 390.5 Siemens centimeter square mole inverse, so what is its dissociation constant? So here given conductivity given, okay, concentration given, concentration, conductivity given, and limiting molar conductivity given. So first we have to find molar conductivity. Molar conductivity formula is equal to 1000 into kappa divides concentration, molar concentration. Kappa here K, pronounce is kappa. Kappa is conductivity. Okay, so molar conductivity is equal to 1000 into conductivity 7.896 into 10 to the power minus 5 given in the question, divide by molar concentration 0.00241 mole liter inverse. Calculate, so this value come 32.76 Siemens centimeter square mole inverse. Then molar conductivity we have to find, and then limiting molar conductivity already given in the question. So both value divide, so we have to easily find degree of the dissociation alpha. So alpha is equal to molar conductivity divided by limiting molar conductivity. So molar conductivity is 32.76 and limiting molar conductivity given in question 390.5 Siemens centimeter square mole inverse, divide, so this value come 8 into 10 to the power minus 2, otherwise directly divide, so 0.0839, otherwise you write 8.39 into 10 to the power minus 2. Then in the question, what is its dissociation constant? And dissociation constant K, okay, and alpha that is means dissociation, alpha represent degree of the dissociation. So Ka is equal to C alpha square upon divide 1 minus alpha. C concentration given in question, alpha we have to find 8.39 into 10 to the power minus 2 square, divide 1 minus 0.0839. So calculate, so 1.85 into 10 to the power minus 5 dissociation constant value come. Okay, 1.85 into 10 to the power minus 5. Next question is, how much charge is required for the following reduction? How much charge is required for the following reduction? So first is 1 mole of aluminium 3 plus 2 aluminium. Okay, so 1 mole of the aluminium 3 plus 2 the aluminium. So first here you see, for the reduction of the 1 mole of the aluminium 3 plus, so aluminium 3 plus convert into the aluminium, that is means gaining of the 3 electron. So 1 mole and 3 mole. Okay, so 3 Faraday, because accept the 3 electrons, so that is means require the 3. So 3 Faraday, the charge required is 3 Faraday. Then second number, 1 mole of the copper plus 2 copper. So for the reduction of the 1 mole of the copper plus 2, so copper plus 2 gaining of the 2 electron and convert into the copper. So 2 electrons, so that is means 2 mole. Okay, so 2 Faraday. Then question number third, 1 mole of the MnO4 minus to Mn2 plus. So for the reduction of the 1 mole of the MnO4 minus, so MnO4 minus permanganate ion, accept the H plus ion and then 5 electron. Okay, then convert into the Mn2 plus 4H2O. So here 5 electron gaining, so 5 mole, that is means the charge required is 5 Faraday. Okay, clear? Question number 13th. How much electricity in terms of Faraday is required to produce? How much electricity in terms of Faraday is required to produce? First one is 20 gram of calcium from molten calcium chloride. How much electricity? Okay. So calcium chloride convert into the calcium plus 2 and chloride ion. Clear? So here calcium plus 2, that is means gaining of the 2 electron and convert into the calcium. Okay, so 2 electron required, that is means 2 mole 2 Faraday. Okay, and here calcium given 20 gram. 20 gram of the calcium. Okay, so here 2 mole required. So according to the way, 40 gram calcium because 2 electron gaining. Okay, so charge required here is 2 Faraday. Okay, so 40 gram calcium according to the equation, 2 electron 2 Faraday. So according to the equation is 40 gram calcium is produced by 2 Faraday charge. Okay, because atomic mass, okay, calcium 40, but here given 20 gram of the calcium only. So 20 gram calcium would be produced by 1 Faraday charge, because according to the equation and calcium atomic mass is 40 gram. So 2 electron bases, 2 Faraday containing 40 gram. Okay, yeah, otherwise you say 40 gram calcium is produced by 2 Faraday charge. So here given 20 gram. So 20 gram calcium would be produced by 1 Faraday charge. Okay. Next question number 2, 40 gram of the aluminium from molten Al2O3. So first reaction we have to see, Al2O3 convert into the 2Al3 plus and plus 3O2 minus. Okay, and here 3 plus, that is 3 electron gain, so convert into the aluminium. So 3 electron, that is 3 mole, 3 Faraday, and here aluminium 27 gram atomic mass of the aluminium. Okay, so 3 Faraday 27 gram aluminium is produced by 3 Faraday charge. Okay, so here given 40 gram aluminium. So 40 gram aluminium is produced by 3 Faraday multiplied 27, 3 Faraday multiplied by 40 divided by 27. So 4.44 Faraday. Got it? Next question is question number 14. How much electricity is produced? How much electricity is required in column for the oxidation of first 1 mole of the H2O to O2. Okay, 1 mole of H2O to O2. So the reaction of the for the oxidation of the 1 mole of the H2O to O2. So water convert into the O2 oxygen gas and H plus ion and 2 electron by the loss of the 2 electron. So here water molecule convert the oxygen by loss of the 2 electrons. So 2 mole, that is means 2 Faraday. Okay, so 1 mole of water, so 1 mole of the water convert into O2. Okay, so 2 Faraday, that is means Faraday value is 96,500 Coulomb, because here question is given how much electricity is required in column. So we have to put the value of Faraday and then multiply. So 193,000 Coulomb of electricity for oxidation. Okay, then second one given 1 mole of FeO to Fe2O3. So the reaction for the oxidation of 1 mole FeO oxidized 1/4 of O2 convert into the half Fe2O3. So here FeO, so here plus 2 charge and then here plus 3. So Fe2 plus convert into the Fe3 plus by loss of 1 electron. So 1 mole of FeO. So 1 Faraday required because 1 electron only. So 1 mole FeO required 1 Faraday. So that is means 96,500 Coulomb of electricity for oxidation. Okay. Next question number 15. A solution of the NiNO3 whole twice is electrolyzed. A solution of NiNO3 whole twice is electrolyzed between the platinum electrodes using a current of 5 ampere for 20 minutes. So what mass of the nickel is deposited at the cathode? Again I say, a solution of the nickel nitrate NiNO3 whole twice is electrolyzed between the platinum electrode using a current of 5 amperes for 20 minutes. So what mass of the nickel is deposited at cathode? Okay, so what given? Given ampere I. Okay, 5 ampere given. So current is given, I is equal to 5.2 ampere and timing given 20 minutes. So convert into the second. So 20 into 60. So 20 into 60, its time Okay, then reaction for deposition of nickel. So NiNO3 hold twice. So nickel is deposit. Okay, so nickel plus 2 ion to gaining of the 2 electron and convert into the nickel. So 2 electron gain. So 2 mole, that is means 2 Faraday. Okay, and convert into the 1 mole of the nickel, and 1 mole nickel atomic mass is 58.7 gram. So 2 Faraday contains of the electricity. So 2 into 96,500 coulomb of the electricity produce only 58.7 gram nickel. Okay, and here given 5.2 ampere current. Okay, so 6,000 coulomb of the electricity would produce 58.7 into 6,000 divided by 2 Faraday, 2 into 96,500. Okay, so 1.825 gram. Next question number 16. 3 electrolytic cells A, B, C containing solution of the zinc sulfate A, B, AgNO3 silver nitrate, and C, copper sulfate CuSO4 respectively are connected in series. So a steady current of 1.5 ampere was passed through them until 1.45 gram of the silver deposit at cathode of cell B. How long did the current flow, and what mass of the copper and zinc were deposited? Okay, so first is reaction of the deposition of the silver, because here given 3 electrolytic cell connect in series. So steady current of the 1.5 ampere was passed. Okay, so first given until 1.45 gram of the silver deposit at cathode. So first here deposition of the silver represent. So reaction for deposition of the silver, Ag plus gaining of the 1 electron and convert into the Ag. So only 1 electron gain, 1 mole 1 Faraday, and here only 1 mole Ag form, and atomic mass of the Ag 108 gram. So 108 gram of the silver is deposited by 1 Faraday. That is means 96,500 coulomb of the electricity. And in question given 1.45 gram of the silver would be deposited. So silver would be deposited by 1 Faraday. So 96,500 multiply silver deposition weight mass 1.45 divide by atomic mass of the silver 108. So value comes 1295.6 coulomb. Okay, and Q is equal to 1295.6 coulomb. Okay, so Q is equal to I into T, and given current strength I is equal to 1.5 ampere. Okay, and Q already we have to find, so T time is equal to Q upon I, Q value and then I value, divide 863.7 second comes, and in minutes divide by 60, so 14.4 minute. Then reaction for deposition of the zinc. So first we have to see for silver, second we have to see deposition of the zinc. Zinc plus 2 gaining of the 2 electron and convert into the zinc. So 2 mole electron, 2 electron gaining, so 2 mole 2 Faraday. Okay, so electricity deposit, and here zinc atomic mass 65.3 gram. So electricity pass out, same for the all. So Q is equal to 1295.6 coulomb. So 1295.6 coulomb electricity would deposit. So same as it is atomic mass multiply Q divide by 2 Faraday. So 0.438 gram zinc. Same we have to find for the copper. Okay, so copper plus 2 gaining of the 2 electron convert into the copper. So here 2 Faraday electricity pass out, but here copper mass is 63.5. So atomic mass multiply Q divide by 2 Faraday. So 0.426 gram copper we have to find deposition. Okay. Then question number 17. Using the standard electrode potential given in table 3.41. Okay, so first you see electrode potential, and in board exams already given electrode potential value. Okay, so first given Fe3 plus and I minus. Okay, so reaction between Fe3 plus I minus. First we have to see potential value. So Fe3 plus. So Fe3 plus Fe to convert into the Fe2 plus using by platinum electrode. So potential value plus 0.77 volt and the iodide 0.541 volt. Equation is Fe3 plus react with the I minus. So Fe3 plus convert into the Fe2 plus and then iodide ion convert into the iodine. Okay, so anode. At anode, iodide ion by loss of the electron and convert into the iodine, and at cathode, Fe3 plus gaining of the electron and convert into the Fe2 plus. So easily we have to find cell potential. E cell is equal to E minus cathode minus E minus anode. So cathode potential value 0.77 and anode at anode 0.541. So minus, so we have 0.229 volt, we have to obtain cell potential value. So that is means E naught cell is positive, so the reaction is feasible. Okay, and if negative value comes, so that is means this reaction is not feasible. Second given Ag plus and copper solid. Okay, so potential value given for Ag 0.80 volt and then for copper 0.34 volt. Okay, by table you see the electrode potential value, cell potential value. Then same procedure way. Okay, E cathode minus E anode. Okay, see directly you write formula, not it is necessary to write equation. Okay, so here E cell potential is equal to E cathode minus E anode 0.80 minus 0.34, so 0.46 volt. So here positive value, so that is means the reaction is feasible. Same here third reaction between Fe3 plus and bromide ion for Fe 0.77 volt and then from bromide ion 1.09 volt. So directly cell potential value E cathode minus E anode. So 0.77 minus 1.09, so minus 0.32 volt. So here negative value E cell potential value. So that is means the reaction is not feasible. Then fourth reaction between Ag solid and then Ag3 plus, Ag solid and Fe3 plus. So for silver electrode potential value given 0.80 volt and then Fe plus 0.77 volt. So reaction between Ag and Fe3 plus. So Ag convert into the Ag plus and then Fe3 plus convert into the Fe2 plus. So at anode Ag silver convert into the Ag plus electron by the loss of the electron, and at cathode by the gaining of the electron Fe3 plus convert into the Fe2 plus. So cell potential value cathode and minus E anode. So 0.77 minus 0.80. So is equal to minus 0.03 volt. So negative value, that is means the reaction is not feasible. Fifth reaction between bromine and Fe2 plus. So half Br2 plus Fe2 plus and then Br minus and plus Fe3 plus. So this reaction is reverse of the reaction C. This is the reaction, Br minus convert into the half Br2 and plus loss of the electron, and cathode Fe3 plus convert into the Fe2 plus by gaining of the electron. So reverse way this reaction, equation number 5th. Okay, so reaction third obtain the value minus 0.32 volt. So opposite way 5th is bromine and Fe2 plus. So the reaction is reverse, so that is means plus 0.32 volt. Okay, so this reaction is feasible because E cell potential value is positive. Then question number 18th, predict the products of electrolysis in each of the following. Predict the products of electrolysis in each of the following. First is an aqueous solution of the AgNO3 with silver electrode. Okay, aqueous solution of the AgNO3 with silver electrode. So at cathode reduction of the Ag and H2O are possible. Then Ag plus gaining of the 1 electron and convert into the Ag, and potential value given for Ag plus 0.80 volt. Then at cathode water gaining of the 2 electron and convert into the hydrogen gas plus OH minus ion, and potential value minus 0.83 volt. Okay, so electrode potential value for Ag plus so is greater than comparison than water, here plus 0.80 volt, and Ag will be deposited on cathode, not a water. Clear? And at anode, silver anode is attacked by nitrate ion, NO3 minus ion, so it would be oxidized. So Ag convert into the Ag plus, here you see aqueous given, that is means only for loss by the electron, but this is the Ag aqueous way. Okay, so it is a dissolved from anode. Okay, so Ag dissolves from anode. Second one is electrolysis of the aqueous solution of AgNO3 with platinum electrode. Here we have to use platinum electrode. Okay, and in the first we have to use silver electrode. Okay, but in the second electrolysis of the aqueous solution of the AgNO3 with platinum electrode, and you already known about platinum anode is not attacked by nitrate ion. Okay, cathode same way, opposite way, Ag plus electron gaining and convert into the Ag, and then water also, but same Ag will be deposited at cathode because its potential value greater comparison than water. Okay, but we have to anode, here platinum anode is, but platinum anode is not attacked by nitrate ion. So out of OH minus and nitrate ion, the discharge potential of hydroxide ion is lower. Okay, and it is discharged as 4OH minus convert into the water plus O2 gas plus 4 electron. So oxygen is liberated at anode. Okay. Then third question is electrolysis of the dilute solution of the sulfuric acid with platinum electrode. So platinum electrode we have to take, and then electrolysis of the dilute solution of the sulfuric acid. Okay, so at cathode, first we have to see at cathode. So both water and sulfuric acid, because here taken dilute solution of sulfuric acid, that is means water dissolved in the sulfuric acid. So both water and sulfuric acid furnish H plus ion, because H2 already H plus ion, and in sulfuric acid H plus ion. So both furnish H plus ion, but which are discharged at cathode. So 2H plus 2 gaining of the 2 electron and convert into the hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. Okay, but at anode, water furnish OH minus and sulfuric acid. So OH minus basic ion and sulfuric ion negative ion is sulfate ion. But out of these, the discharge potential of the OH minus ion is lower. So these are discharged as 4OH minus convert into the 2OH2O plus O2 gas plus 4 electron. So at anode, oxygen gas is liberated. On cathode, hydrogen gas liberated, and on anode, oxygen gas is liberated. Then fourth, electrolysis of an aqueous solution of the copper chloride with platinum electrode. So using platinum electrode, but we take an aqueous solution of CuCl2. Okay, so first we have to see cathode. So at cathode, CuCl2 furnish which ion? Copper plus 2 ion, and then water furnish H plus ion. Okay, but discharge potential of the copper plus 2 ion lower comparison than H plus ion. So they are discharged. So copper plus 2 gaining of the 2 electron and convert into the copper. So copper is deposited at cathode. Okay, but at anode, CuCl2 furnish chloride ion negative way and water furnish OH minus ion. So, but discharge potential of the chloride ion is lower, so they are discharged. So 2Cl minus chloride ion convert into the chlorine gas plus 2 by loss of the 2 electron. So chlorine is liberated at anode. At cathode, copper deposited, and then at anode, chlorine gas liberated at anode. Okay, any have doubts, so please tell me, okay, by message. So thank you so much.